all of these candidates are trying to find out how to make themselves stand out in a very crowded field. They've seen tropical storm force winds coming off of the lake. So I reached out to the South Carolina Department of Transportation, and within a day, those holes were filled. But it is still smoky, and you can still hear those fire alarms that are going off. And I just want to give you a sense, take you through a couple of things we're seeing. Earlier this week, it looked like Clemson fans had just taken over New Orleans, but yesterday and today, those LSU fans made their way to the Big Easy. All westbound lanes still closed, and we just had a wrecker remove a truck from this scene, but the Charleston County Sheriff's Office vehicle is still there. You can get off to Ashley Phosphate. You cannot keep going on 52 because that is where we still have this overturned tractor trailer. So let me get behind the camera and show you what we're looking at. They are confident in their team, but some say they think it's going to be a little close. Take a look at some video that I took earlier today. A viewer reached out to tell me his concerns about the intersection of Savannah Highway and Main Road. He said it's been a problem for years, and Charleston County officials agree. When students enter the building, they will walk up to these spots, which allow for social distancing, and a thermal imaging camera will check their temperature. They are going to transport this statue, although they have kept quiet on where exactly the statue will go. Do you want to give a little Go Tigers?
Go Tigers.
Some parents worry the traffic is going to get even worse. Traffic reporter Abby O'Brien looks into what changes you could see. On most school days, morning traffic looks like this on Glen McConnell Parkway.
Traffic is just part of our lives down here.
But in the next several months, more cars are expected to join this early morning crawl.
West Ashley traffic in the morning is somewhat of a nightmare.
A new county library is set to open this spring. The brand new C.E. Williams Middle School should open this fall, and the West Ashley Center for Advanced Studies is expected to open next year. All are being built in this complex off Glen McConnell Parkway. PTA president and mother of two, Meredith Repick, makes this drive every day, and she's worried about how these changes will impact traffic.
One of the questions that continues to come up is about traffic and about how the flow of this many people in and out of one location is going to affect just the residents of West Ashley to get all together.
Earlier this year, the school district decided that all West Ashley Middle School students would go to the new C.E. Williams School. That could mean 1,200 students plus parents dropping them off and school buses out on Glen McConnell Parkway that weren't there before.
I think the biggest concern that we have is the number of cars getting on and off of Wildcat Boulevard.
Data from the South Carolina Department of Transportation shows traffic has increased on Glen McConnell Parkway in this spot from about 33,000 cars a day in 2015 to more than 40,000 cars a day in 2019. I asked spokesman for the Charleston County School District, Andy Pruitt, how the district plans to address these concerns. He said a traffic study was done in 2016.
They tried to simulate what it would look like when everything opened in 2020. They also compared that to if the C.E. Williams wasn't built, and they tried to look at some of the recommendations that could be made to help alleviate the traffic as best as possible.
One change is the connection of Sanders Road to Bees Ferry Road, so there is a second entrance to the complex.
But Sanders Road is a two-lane road through a neighborhood that is not going to be able to handle the excess volume.
The study also suggests adjusting traffic signal timing to help move cars more efficiently, adding another signal at Bees Ferry Road and Sanders Road, and sidewalks.
I think that shows you that this was something that was planned.
Repick says she's hopeful the school district will carefully choose the school's start times.
I think that the school district is being flexible, so if it doesn't work, they are willing to make adjustments.
And we will be tracking how this looks in the fall. Reporting in Charleston, Abby O'Brien, Live 5 News.
And you can see a full list of suggestions in that traffic study by going to live5news.com. We also asked the State Department of Transportation and the City of Charleston if any of those suggestions will be put into place. A spokesperson with Charleston wrote, quote, "The SC Department of Transportation is currently working on signal improvements to intersections on the Glen McConnell Parkway. The city will be retiming lights for maximum efficiency in conjunction with those improvements."
Abby O'Brien found out how a local high school is helping those in need. She explains in this morning's Low Country Strong.
In an otherwise empty high school, These machines are churning out an essential item.
That's where the HEPA filter goes.
West Ashley High School principal Ryan Comeback and mechatronics teacher Nick Holmes are using the school's 3D printers to make masks for healthcare professionals in need.
This is exactly what this room is for. This is exactly what this technology is for. It's to help society, help people in need.
Even though West Ashley High School students aren't inside the building, they are still getting some very real-life experience.
We have several students that are at their houses right now, printing some of the smaller pieces on their personal 3D printers.
The designs come from the Medical University of South Carolina. Senior designer and program coordinator Joshua Kim wants everyone with a 3D printer to help out.
We want to get as many masks and as many cartridges into the hands of medical professionals and people who need them as possible, as fast as possible.
The challenge is 3D printers take several hours to make one mask.
That's why we're kind of wanting to crowdsource everyone. We want as many printers churning these things out as possible.
Those in the medical field are excited to spread the word.
This project is only going to be possible if everyone works together.
Those in education are proud of the students getting involved.
We're giving them the filament to use and they're printing them off. It's incredible.
Just another example of how we can use the power of technology and innovation to make a difference. Reporting in West Ashley, Abby O'Brien, Live 5 News.
Abby O'Brien has the story in this morning's Low Country Strong.
In a town called Mount Pleasant, a little library stood to help the neighbors in Coatbridge try to feel good. I'll get the supplies, Paul Walters said, while he created the vision inside his daughter and granddaughter's head.
Amy and Lexi came down to the house one day and they had a little sketch on a little notepad. A few dimensions.
Lexi Gravino wrote her own book and had some ideas when she took a look.
The library itself is black, but it has a lot of fun colors, and I think that symbolizes that although we're going through a dark time, there's a lot of positivity and happiness that will end up coming out of this.
The sides of the library say harmony, happy, and include a big heart. Amy Gravino helped create all the art.
It was a real privilege to be sandwiched between my dad and my daughter. This was a happy opportunity that we had to work together.
The family assembled it in this open space, and the book Lexi wrote even got its place.
And the book is actually dedicated to my brother Zach.
When you take a book, you should leave one of your own. As you can see, the collection has grown.
It's more than just a library, it's a sense of community. This harsh time is something that we're all going through together. It's generational.
In Lexi's book, a similar end, but only if we continue the trend. She said, now this town is a beautiful place, full of love, compassion, and people to embrace. While we may not be able to embrace just yet because of social distancing guidelines, the family hopes this will be a fun activity for the neighborhood. And I should mention someone did put some sanitizing wipes inside the library. Reporting for Live 5 News, I'm Abby O'Brien.